missed. Messy boy. Yo, Jasper, what's up, buddy? Well, I got very little to critique, so. I mean, this is the view. And conversation is dictated by whoever the hell's in the chat, so. You want a couple more, fatty? Did you eat all four? Yeah, you did. You want a couple of mealworms? No, not feeling the mealworms. Yeah, I mean, but you thumbs downing and booing shit don't help either. I mean, it's not like it was the first time. You know. I mean, you've done it a few times. Hi, Kelly. How are you, sweetie? It's good to see you. Look, I threw you some more fucking pellets, like you wanted. Well, you know the camera's on, don't you? Yeah. So you kind of have to suffer the consequences sometimes. This is my fish tank, my Oscar tank. He's better looking than me, so I point the camera that way. And whatever people want to talk about in the chat generally is what we talk about. There's no set topic. There's pellets too if you don't want the mealworms. See, there you go. You don't want that either? No? Alright, go back over there. Hide out. You gonna try again, Chubby? How's the weather out your way, Kelly? It's been springtime. Reed, what's up, buddy? How are you? This is the Pigpen in the title. He's better looking than me. Yeah, it's one of a few. I got three with fish in them, and one just has plants and some snails for the moment. But that's Pigpen, my Oscar. Yeah, he's a good-looking fish. That's part of the reason I got him. He got a good personality too. He's one of the only, well, he is the only fish I got that doesn't swim away when I walk up to the tank. He actually comes up because he wants to eat. Yeah, we've been going from a couple of days of like springtime weather, 60s and 70s, and then 3 or 4 days of 30s and 40s again. The beauty of springtime in the Northeast, it don't know if it wants to be spring or fucking winter. But yeah, Reed, I got this one, which is a 75 gallon. I got him, and you can see this guy. Three catfish that look exactly like that dude, the striped fucker. And then I got the 40 gallon down here with just community fish. A whole bunch of different ones, small fish. And then there's one downstairs, which is basically just a bigger version of that one. It's a 70 gallon corner tank. But yeah, it's quiet up here. Downstairs there's people moving around, so but this is the whole tank. My homemade filter up there. I got plants helping to keep the water clean, and he tears them up sometimes too. Yo, Clippin', what's up, bud? Where's that cord? Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. We'll just move this around, I suppose. Yeah, he is a good looker. Thanks, man. Yeah, we've only had him about 10 months. He was about an inch and a half when I brought him home, and he's over 11 now. I've still got to get an accurate measurement. But he never has any trouble eating. Yeah, Pac. I talk to him at least once a week. Uh, he says how he misses everybody, but then he don't miss the trolls and the drama bullshit. But like he invited that on himself most of the time. Yeah. You can only let it bother you if you let it bother you, you know? I don't get involved in any of it, so I don't have to worry about shit. It all boils down to a bunch of grown-ups arguing like a bunch of little kids. Never getting anything solved or accomplished. Just making a lot of noise. But I kept telling him, even now, when he says he misses it, but he ain't coming back, I'm like, dude, you could always block the fucking trolls and just not talk about people, you know? But he worries about numbers and, people in chat. Like, why give a fuck? Hi, Kathy. How are you, sweetie? Like, the fewer people you have around, the less bullshit. Because there's fewer degrees of separation. You get 25 or 30 people and everybody's shit talking somebody or multiple people. It's easy to point fingers at who started it or whatever. Oh, we're good. He made an appearance right on time, too. I just gave him some food, and then he acted like he was still hungry, so I gave him some more, and he tried some and spit most of it out. So now I gotta clean some uneaten food off the top of the water before it sinks. Hi, Brooklyn. Yeah, he's colored up pretty good. Now he's looking at the rocks and stuff like he's hungry, but I know he's not hungry. I'm not feeding you more. We got a couple mealworms and a couple pellets still floating, dude. Oh, you're just gonna mean mug everybody? Hebrew, what's up, man? Yeah, I like them. The catfish are cool looking too, but they don't like to make themselves seen. Yeah, I wanted one for a long time, and now when I could get one, I did. But yeah, I was a little worried. I got them from PetSmart, and I've had kind of 50-50 luck. Yeah, red tails get big, man. God damn, I saw a fucking video the other day. This guy had to be almost 4 feet long, if not right at 4 feet. It was fucking massive. Yeah, big old red tail. They're fucking good looking fish too. But yeah, they get way fucking bigger than I'd like to handle. One of them big enough could smack you with the tail and knock you the fuck out. Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. But yeah, man, there's a lot of cool looking catfish, but they get huge. Some of them got some gnarly fucking teeth too. Yeah, yeah. It could easily get 3 feet. They that mouth, man, there ain't much they can't eat either. I like the what's it called, an Amara wolffish, but that's yeah, you can't put nothing else in a tank with that thing, and like your hand is fair game, and they're really fucking gnarly. They got nasty teeth. Like a little 18-inch or 2-foot fish will send you right to the fucking emergency room. But super cool looking, super like hyper predator. But yeah, it's like a bare bottom tank or just sand because they're so fast they'll like smack into rocks and shit when you put food in there. But he'll probably be the biggest fish I keep. Yeah, yeah, everybody wants to watch the dumpster fire, man. They bring their own little bottle of gas to throw on there. Everybody wants to have their opinion heard. But then you get a panel of 10 people all voicing their opinion at the same time, and what the fuck do you hear? Just chatter. Yeah, I got lucky, I think. He had quite a few. I mean, they were like pinstripe lines of orange when I brought him home, but he had a lot of them. So I'm like, well, hopefully he'll have a lot of color when he grows up, because I know sometimes they dull out some, and he did dull out a little. I mean, he was fucking black as black could get. Well, trying to bully the rock. I don't think that one moves, dude. Come push this one. That one moves. He'll probably start ragging on the fucking roots and vines in a minute. Oh, there you are. Hi, Wing Star. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I could see that happening. Right on, Hebrew. Thanks for stopping by, brother. It's always fucking nice to be helpful in the kitchen. Oh yeah, man, I'll swing by. I'm only going to be up here for an hour or so anyway. Yeah, yeah. I think I've exposed Pigpen to a little too much YouTube, so now he feels like he can shit talk whoever he wants. Like he don't know Bon Jovi is just not even like a full state away. He pisses him off enough he could look us up and just make a drive one after and be back before anybody even missed him. Yeah, but he don't have any arms or legs to do no ass kicking, so he's kind of screwed up, you know, shit hits the fan. I was kind of hopeful the catfish would still be out, but they get a little bit of a wild hair and swim around like they got the zoomies. Oh yeah, yep. Any industrial metal is good for him. But Once in a while, you gotta play him some, like Pink Floyd and Allman Brothers and Grateful Dead to keep him on an even keel. My buddy Don calls him the Slayer fish because of the colors. Reminds him of a Slayer album cover. Yeah, he likes Friend of the Devil. I think he's trying to tell me something, BB. Probably not for long, Hunter. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of does have tattoos already, though. If he would turn. Now he's showing us his ass like a cat. Yeah, yeah. Big old heart on his fin. Yeah, I've been kind of selectively feeding him. Usually I would throw in like 8 or 10 pellets whenever he came up for him, and then I would be doing something and not pay attention. So now I just throw 2 or 4 in, and if he eats all 4, I'll try 2 more, and if he don't eat them, I'll just take it out. So it's been keeping his floor a little bit cleaner. But he's definitely not losing any weight. Neither are the catfish. They're actually getting pretty big, but I don't see them that often, so every time I do, I can say that because they do. I can see the sideline of one, maybe 2 if I look, but not the whole body. What are you doing, man? I was just trying to look at the catfish. I wasn't trying to stare you down, man. But when your face is close to the glass, he comes up like that. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You want to fight? Put the phone down. Let's see if I can't get him to do it. Yeah. Flared his gills. I don't know. Sometimes I put like child safety bumpers on here so he can't scrape one off there. But if I ever find one, because he does still scrape himself up on the rocks sometimes when he's having a fit. It'd be a small one though, probably. You are funny, fish. Yeah, my brother-in-law was looking at him one day, like, I don't know, a month or 2 ago. But he was over in the corner toward the top, so you really can't can't see him till you like bend over and put your face against the glass, and he swam right over, mouth open, gills flared, all puffed up with a fucking threat display, and it scared my brother-in-law a little bit. I promised him he can't come out through the glass. Yeah, that guy, they're easy to like. Come on, motherfucker. There you go. Piece of leaf floating around now. God damn it. Why don't you eat that? Can't get it out like that on that side, dummy. And there we go. Yeah, I like the sound of the water, and then yeah, just watching them swim around. It's very calming, relaxing. Funny thing is, I was asking my girlfriend by dropping little hints for like 2 or 3 years about getting just a small fish tank. So I got one. She finally agreed. I got a 20-gallon with some small fish. But the very first night after it was cycled and ready for fish, I put the fish in there, and she's looking at it for like 20 minutes and says, if you could get a bigger tank, what would you get? So that led to a 40-gallon, a 70-gallon, and this 75. Plus I got a 75 tall out on the front porch I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. But yeah, she loves it because she gets all the benefit and doesn't have to do any of the work. And I don't mind the trade-off. She lets me have the fish tank. So but yeah, the Oscar is the only personable fish I got. Yeah, they are very well, and you can get some really good-looking fish, especially if you get into salt water. But even freshwater, you could get some really good-looking fish. Just the variety of different kinds of Oscars you can get kind of boggles my mind. When I was a kid, you got the wild type ones, which look like Pigpen, but without so much orange in the body. Or ones that look like him, or albinos. And now you could get ones that are mostly red down the body, ones that are yellow with black fins. I mean, all kinds. I think it was in Vietnam, somebody bred an all black one. I would love to have an all black one. I think it just had the spot on the eye, on the tail, the eye spot on the tail, but the rest of it was solid, like jet black. That would be cool. It would probably be expensive too, because no one else has it but that breeder, and I think it was Vietnam or maybe it was Thailand. I can't remember. try to get that. It's kind of stuck over there. You gonna get it, dude? No? But I think I'm gonna consolidate some fish and try to empty out the 40. Put some fish back in the 20 gallon and the rest of them in the 70 downstairs. And I don't know what I'm gonna put in the 40. I'm debating on breeding some guppies to feed Pigpen, but I don't know if he'll take to them or not. Eventually, yeah, I want to get a maybe. I'm scared of them breeding though, because they are decent parents. Like, they'll raise the eggs, they'll hatch them and fucking protect the babies. I don't know what I'm going to do if I have like 100 or more little Oscar babies. I don't have room in the house for that many more fish tanks. And the closest mom and pop fish store to me is about an hour away. And the Petco and PetSmart won't take them. Yeah, you could get, they could lay like a couple of hundred eggs, and most of those could hatch. And if, I mean, there's other fish in the tank that might eat them, but the parents will protect as many as possible, and they'll raise them. They're really good parents, and I've seen videos of people fishing for them in Florida, and you see a pair and like 50 or 60 little babies swimming around. Now that's in a fucking wild canal in Florida. So in a fish tank, more than that'll survive, you know. But there are other similar sized cichlids I could put in with him that are good looking fish too. Just, I want a big enough tank so if they do not get along, that they have some room to separate. Yeah, it was the same worry I had with the angelfish, because they're South American cichlids too, and they're known to be decent parents. And I was gonna try hatching some of the eggs, but I didn't have anywhere to fucking put them. The Corydoras catfish, I'm gonna still try hatching some of them because I got room for them. But yeah, I didn't want to end up with like 100 baby angelfish that I couldn't do anything with. I don't know enough people with fish tanks currently that would want me. I mean, other than my aunt, she has her grandson has a fish tank. But yeah, they got fish already. And they don't have a big tank, so I don't know if even one angelfish would be good for them. But yeah, it's definitely not something I want to have to deal with. I looked all over social media for a local like aquarium group, and again, the same thing as the mom and pop stores. It's like an hour away. The closest ones are either an hour north or an hour south. And I'd really rather not go that far either direction. But that would be nice if I was part of like an aquarium group, like a local aquarium group of people that had fish tanks, and I had an outlet for babies and shit like that. I would definitely not mind having a couple of Oscars. But yeah, I was kind of surprised because we used to have a little mom and pop fish store right here in town, like 5 minutes from my house. But one of like mom or pop, one of them passed away, and they well, if you buy them like online from a breeder, uh, you have a higher probability, but you can't really determine the sex until they're a little bit older visually. Some breeders might probe them and find out. I don't know, but they do sell them as male or female, so I'm assuming they verify before they sell it. I mean, some you can look at and tell the difference, but some you can't, at least not until they're old enough to reproduce. But an Oscar can live 20 years, so you could buy an adult that's only a year or two old and still have a fish for a long time. It's just cool raising them, though. They're such voracious little fuckers when they're babies that it's just fun. But yeah, the pet stores like Petco and PetSmart, they don't know if it's a boy or a girl. They don't really care. And the breeder that they get them from don't really care either. He just wants to sell his fish. Hence why you see so many dead ones right after they restock. Because very little thought is put into quarantine. Some fish sellers online quarantine, well, they import, so they quarantine their stock before they sell them. So you're getting as healthy a fish as you possibly can, and you should still quarantine too, just in case. Yeah, basically, BB, they do it with reptiles too. All the reptiles, the tarantulas, fuck, even like the hamsters and the guinea pigs and all that shit. Like, yeah, they get them from people that breed a lot of them. I actually knew someone that fucking had a puppy mill, and they were breeding Siberian Huskies that were like like dwarf almost. They were about half the size of an like a normal AKC, registered, responsibly bred dogs. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they're breeding parents to siblings and brothers to sisters, and or parents to offspring and siblings, brothers and sisters. And yeah, they basically kept them in an old, like a really old cow milking barn, and built like a run off the back for them. That really wasn't enough, but they at least could get outside. But yeah, they were fucking terrible. And I only found out about that because I bought a snake from them, and I'm glad I didn't have to go into their house. It I almost was afraid to buy the snake, but I didn't want to leave it there at the same time. You know what I mean? And they were breeding rabbits too in the backyard, and they had like 20 rabbit hutches with the shit under the rabbit pens was piled right up to the bottom of the rabbit pen. Like, aren't you gonna clean that the fuck out? You know, like what the fuck? But yeah, none at all. It was disgusting. They were horrible fucking people. They had a couple of other snakes, and I tried to make a package deal just so I didn't have to leave anything there that required a little extra care, because I didn't know how they were keeping the fuckers, you know. But yeah, they wouldn't sell me. They only wanted to sell the one because they were afraid of it, and he was cool as hell. But he was big, and they didn't like the way he looked. It's a big northern pine snake. They're a rattlesnake mimic, so he had rough scales and a pointy head. He's not venomous, but he could fool you. But I took him. He was cool. Never bit me. Never even struck at me. But yeah, they had the huskies, and then it was an older couple, their adult daughter and her daughter, and the old lady had like Pekingese, like 2 or 3 Pekingese dogs, and they had like 4 or 5 breeding huskies and a bunch of puppies. I'm like, God damn, dude. Yeah, yeah. Even something like as primitive as a reptile realizes you're helping it, I think. Yeah, shortly after the old man was a painter, I think, and he ended up falling backwards off a ladder from like 20 feet up and fucking hit his head and didn't make it more than, I think it was 2 weeks in the hospital. But yeah, they got rid of all the dogs and shit and moved all. You know, she only had one little Pekingese, the old lady. After that, but yeah, they definitely shouldn't have had access to start breeding fucking dogs at all. Yeah, you move out into the sticks, you see a lot more fucking sick shit like that. Yeah, yeah, they definitely do, BB. But yeah, I used to buy um when I got my very first snake, I used to buy mice off of this lady that bred them. And when I went over to her house the first time, I walked in, and like every available spot in the ceiling had a bird cage, different kinds of finches, uh, canaries, like every color you could think of for a canary. Uh, and then she had, I think, parakeets and lovebirds. But you walk through the house, every room but the kitchen had bird cages hanging in it. and you never smelled birds. There must have been 200 birds in this lady's house, and you didn't smell a single goddamn bird cage. And I had a parakeet at the time. I know if you neglect that shit for a day and he makes a mess, it smells, you know? Uh, didn't ever smell the bird cage. And then she had a back room, like, I don't know, 12 by 12. And she bred rats and mice, and I think she bred rabbits outside. But she supplied fucking rodents to a bunch of people for food. Uh, but you didn't smell rodents in her rodent room either. She like was meticulous with this shit. But oh, it was definitely loud. But it wasn't. There was no scattered bird seed on the floor. There was no smell of like just wet, newspaper full of bird shit. Like this lady was on top of her game. But that's what she did, I guess. She retired, lost her husband, and just did whatever the fuck she wanted. But like I said, she kept all those cages clean, never smelled bird. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that was a full-time job taking care of all that shit. Just keeping up with the amount of newspaper she had to put on the bottom. I don't know where she got so much newspaper. But yeah, it was really cheap. I think I was paying like 50 cents or $1, maybe $1 for an adult mouse, a full-grown, big-ass adult mouse. I moved before the snake got big enough to eat rats, so I don't know what she charged for rats, but it was probably pretty cheap. But when you buy them from the pet store, I mean, Petco, they have they're clean looking when you buy them. But usually, like a mom and pop pet store will get them from a person that breeds them, and they don't look, they look dirty. This lady's rats were all shiny white. Like, they weren't kept in dirty bedding ever. So I really like getting feeder rodents from that lady. Oh yeah, yeah. If I think they want like $12 or $14 for a fucking large rat. I gotta buy 3 at a time, so I go to another store, a feed store. Well, it's like a pet food store, dogs and cats mainly. But they sell frozen rodents. I think they sell some fish food, some frozen fish foods too. But yeah, instead of the $14 at Petco, I'll spend like $7 or $7.50 there. I gotta buy 3 at a time, so buying 3 is the same price as buying 2 at fucking Petco. Or cheaper even than buying 2 at Petco. But yeah, I really miss the days of the mom and pop pet store, man. There was another one close to here that bred their own rodents and stuff. Yeah, my snakes do too. I buy already killed frozen rodents. I haven't fed Pigpen anything live yet. I thought about getting maybe half a dozen small crickets and throwing 1 or 2 in there at a time to see what he does. Or maybe a hornworm. It's a big old green juicy worm. He'll probably love it. But I don't want to buy feeder fish and throw them in there because you don't know what you're getting. So I did raise up a bunch of minnows, but their life expectancy is short. So I let them live their life out in the 20 gallon dozen I got. I thought the crayfish I had would eat them. He didn't. Yeah, they're very, very scarce. Like, I literally don't know of a single one local, relatively local even. Like, within a half hour, I don't know of a privately owned pet store. Yeah, pretty much, BB. Like, auto body places are all corporate places now. There are very few fucking mom and pop places. But yeah, like you said, just about everything. Yeah, yep. And shit, the first one I remember was I lived in this little town and it was like a 1950s soda shop at the front of the pharmacy, and then the pharmacy was in the back. It was badass. Hi, Trisha. But yeah, he got old, and his son and son-in-law were both pharmacists, but they went to work for CVS. They didn't want to keep his pharmacy going for him. He was coming out and being a little confrontational. I don't know if he will now, but but yeah, shit. I remember doing a tile job for an old pharmacist, and same thing. He didn't have any kids that went into the trade at all, and he sold the building. And he had his sign, and he had a bunch of shit left over that he just had nothing to do with. Nothing he didn't have anything he could do with it, so he just brought it home. Destroyed what he could, and all the equipment and shit he still had. It was kind of cool because it was like 30 years since his shop was open, so it was all pretty old shit. But he was hoping to be able to sell it at a fucking antique place at some point before he fucking kicked the bucket. But yep, pharmacies and then mom and pop, like little corner stores. Yeah, shit. TV repair places. And now you just buy a fucking new one. Yeah, we had this little mom and pop mattress place open up in town. And at the time, we needed a new bed, so we went there. We got a really good fucking deal. Got a badass frame. And I was like, damn, nice. But, like, you never seen anyone there. They didn't last 2 years, I don't think. Now it's like a Raymore and Flanagan or something. I don't know. But it ain't them. I don't know about here, but I know next big town north has like a 150-year-old shoe store. It's been in their family forever. But like they got custom fitting. Like you don't walk out of there with a pair of shoes that'll hurt your feet. And I think their customer service is pretty much what keeps them in business. But every time I go through that town, there's people walking in and out of that shoe store. So, and my mother-in-law swears by that place. Especially when she was doing nursing and she would go there and have her fucking work shoes custom fitted and shit. But yeah, she's nothing but good things to say about that place. Yeah, we do too, but most of it is, yeah, it's expensive, and most of the places are like consignment shops or antique dealers, and like I don't know, I don't know people that go down there and hang out. Like I know people that go to the music store in our downtown, but not much other than that. Maybe a couple of the restaurants, but it's all highfalutin fucking turn your nose up at normal people type people, you know. My stepson brought me and my son to an antique / consignment shop down there, and it was probably the only cool place, you know, where it wasn't a bunch of stuffed shirts, you know, looking at you like you're trying to steal the shit. But they had a little bit of everything, like really cool old antique shit, like skis, some farm equipment, you know, small hand tools, shit like that, kitchen stuff. Oh, nice. My cousin runs one of those out of her house as a side hustle. They're pet friendly and people friendly. You could eat them if you wanted to. My uncle actually does. Her dad actually does eat them once in a while. But yeah, she makes all different kinds of dog treats. I think she had them in a couple of stores. I don't know if she still does, but she was supplying a couple of small mom and pop like delis and bakeries with a basket of dog treats. So like she does good. Yeah, yeah, yep. There was, I forget what kind my cousin made, but that was the kind my uncle would ask for, and the dog would never get them. Yeah, and where she lives, it's like right in the middle of a like 20 minutes in any direction, and you're running into like boutique type places, and like she's got one of those personalities where she'll fit in everywhere. So yeah, if she, you know, spends a good couple of weekends just pushing her shit, I'm sure she could probably stop doing her normal job and just do that full time. Yeah, we got a couple of. We got downtown, which is the Stockade District, they call it. It's the historic district. Uh, there are buildings there that were there before the American Revolution. They survived the burning when the British came through during the Revolution, which very few buildings did. Like, they burned this whole fucking city to the ground pretty much. But then we have the waterfront, the Rondout waterfront. And there's like seafood places, bars, outdoor fucking shit that's only open in the summer. That's where all the normal people go. I mean, you got a couple of ritzy places, but most of them are just fun spots. That's where everybody goes on like 4th of July. There's a couple of bridges close by, and they have one that's old. They shoot the fireworks off of that because they can close it down. There's not a lot of traffic, but it's awesome. Over the river. It's right where this the Rondout River and the Hudson River converge. Pretty nice little spot. Not water you'd want to swim in, but if you got a boat, you could pull up and, hit a bar or a restaurant. It's a spot where if you go, you want to be in decent shape because everything is on a fucking hill. So if you go, you kind of want one person. You want to designate one person. You park at the top of the hill and then you walk down, and then they can go to the top at the end of the night and get the car and come down and get you. But other than that, it's cool spots. The hill is a motherfucker, though. And they get you by having, like, good places to eat and shit. So we went to the hibachi place, and I'm like, dude, like, man, I don't want to walk, like, 4 blocks and then have to walk 4 blocks uphill. Yo, what's up, Brian? How you doing, buddy? But the food was worth the 4-block walk uphill back to the car. Shit balls. 9 o'clock. I got about another 15 minutes before I gotta call it a day. You want to say bye now? Is that what you're doing? You want everybody to stop looking at you? You gonna try to come mean mug us? No? You know you're not hungry. You start tearing ass on the fucking roots? No? Yeah, probably just want to be left the fuck alone, huh, bud? Oh, you just sitting on the bottom? Think he's ignoring us. Probably tired of my shit. Oh, joy. Well, we can take that out. See if I missed any food floating on the surface. There. I think we're good. Yeah, I took your food ring out of there, dude. Good. I'll give you one. You gonna eat it? Okay, you ate it. Gave you another one, dude. Alright, you gonna spit it out? No? Well, I spit a little out. Could have been worse, I guess. Well, that's cool. I don't expect everybody to be here every time. I got another 10 minutes or so. Well, I could stretch it a little bit. Probably till 9:30. Yeah, long days will do that, man. I remember my girlfriend getting mad at me for coming home. I was building a stone wall, and it was winter time, and I'm lifting heavy rocks all day out in the cold, and I would come home and eat and end up crashing. I couldn't help it. 8 hours of picking up heavy things and putting them back down, it gets to you after a while. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a long motherfucking day. Fuck, one of Allie's co-workers yesterday uh, pulled a double shift and then didn't drink any water, not enough water, and ended up getting lightheaded because it was really hot in the lab. I mean, it was really warm yesterday too. Uh, Oh, look at him. Look at him. Trying to beat you guys up. Fucking acting tough on the internet. Yeah, it's not so bad in the wintertime. Summertime, man, Jesus Christ, that kills you. You sweat so much. But yeah, yeah. And that's the part, like, she's like, I work 8 hours a day too. I'm like, I know, and you're on your feet the whole time, but are you lifting like fucking 20 to 60 pounds, carrying it anywhere from fucking 4 to 12 feet and picking it up chest high and putting it on a fucking wall? I mean, I'm doing that all day, man. Yeah. Yeah, we've been getting warm days and then cold days. Like it's like 35 today. It was 63, I think, yesterday. Rainy, but still nice. It was 63. Sunny as hell, cold and windy though today. Yeah, it's the beauty of springtime in the Northeast, I guess. You get that false spring, and then second winter comes and hits you. Yeah, and the guy is an EMT also, uh, as a second job, so he knows he should be fucking hydrating. But yeah, he sat down and just almost went right out of the chair. Oh, I'm in fucking well. I'm just on the western side of the Hudson River in Massachusetts. Fuck shit, New York. I used to live right on the Mass-New York border. Well, the Mass-New York-Connecticut border. But yeah, I'm in the Hudson Valley. Right at the base of the Catskills, basically. But yeah, very similar weather to you guys. Yep, same here. Like I left, like we live in a little bit of a sheltered, like little spot, and I know this, and my dumbass still left the house without a sweatshirt or anything, and um, I get out of the truck at the store, and holy shit, I'm like, God damn it, man, because where the stores are, it's all flat and open and windy as hell, always. I was like, God damn. Uh, so then I did what I had to do, ran back into the truck, went home, and when I came back out, I put on a fucking sweatshirt. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, it was really beautiful day, other than the cold ass wind. Even if the wind stopped, it wasn't that cold to be unpleasant, but the wind was cold. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of nice spots up in the Catskills here. Um, but it's the same in the Berkshires too. On where I used to live, it was close to the Berkshires, and like there's a lot of nice spots up in there too. It's a little bit different rock, but it's pretty nice spots. There's some nice gorges and shit over there. Yeah, I'm fortunate enough to live. Well, I used to live right like in the same, like right on the edge of a state park, uh, over by the Mass border, and we got one right down the street from my house here. Yeah, yeah. The wind coming off the fucking water is there's nothing to stop it. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got stuck in New Bedford one time. Fucking got a flat tire on my boss's pickup truck. Luckily, we found a spot relatively close. It still took like 2 fucking hours, but I had a load of tile on. We drove all the way out there from uh, New York, the border of Mass, to get a load of special order fucking floor tile, and pulling out of the fucking place. Uh, Somehow one of the dualies on the back got flat, and the thing's fucking. The other tire wasn't far behind it, so we ended up having to get 4 new fucking tires put on. But it was cool. At least we didn't get stranded. And it was like the middle of spring, so it was decent weather. But yeah, that sucked. Drove 4 hours all the way out there and then get a fucking flat tire. Yeah, I'm sure all the good shops are always close to the water too. We used to like to go to Lake George in the off season, and the few places that were open all year were always right on the fucking lake, which is nice. You get a nice view of the frozen fucking Lake George, but the wind coming across there, and it's in the Adirondacks. It's cold. Oh no, yeah. There's crummy parts. Yeah, yep, everywhere. Like you drive up fucking uh some of the, I mean, even in New York, you get up into the woods. There's some smaller cities that are like, what the fuck is that doing here? You know, you're driving along. It's all country and farmland, and then you start seeing more stores and shit, and then it's this little city like I don't know, maybe 40 square blocks, and just straight ghetto from one end to the other. I'm like, what? Like, it's unfathomable sometimes. There's a lot of towns that were once really industrious towns with lots of shipping and manufacturing and just a lot of trade. And now it's all closed down. Like the state park down the road from my house, that used to be brickyards. They used to make bricks right there along the Hudson. And now it's state park. Most of the buildings are gone. They still have a couple of really old buildings and some foundations, but yeah, most of the industry is gone. There's some towns I don't even fucking go to because I'm not one that's usually prone to depression. Uh, But that place makes me fucking depressed. Like, oh fuck. Like everyone seems like they look like they're just whooped, but there's nothing there. If you live in that town, you work somewhere else. No, I don't know if this was New Bedford. This is in New York. But there's a lot of fucking, uh, yeah, places where it's like, damn. Yeah, but Schenectady, New York is the one town I was just talking about. I try not to go there because, like I said, it makes me depressed. Like, everything looks like the last update was in like 1970. Like, all the storefronts look old, everything looks dirty. The people just all look miserable. Like, goddamn. Alright, I'll be right back. I just gotta run downstairs for a second. Alright, I'm back. What are you doing, Larry? You coming to get a drink out of the fish tank? Wait, no, you're getting on the bed. Alright. Yep. What's up, cat? You want some love, Larry? Yeah, me too. And like that the town Schenectady, they got a lot of the old factories that were built at like the turn of the last century, like 1900, maybe even a little earlier. And they're derelict, but the big arched windows, it looked more like an institution. Schenectady, New York. Schnectedy, I think, is how it's spelt. They used to have like GE, General Electric, used to be in there. I think a bunch of like appliance manufacturers used to be there. But there's none of that there now, you know. We worked out of a little flooring store, floor covering store. Whatever tile work that they got, ceramic tile work they got, came our way. But they sold hardwood and carpet and other shit. But, yeah, I hated going there because they would get jobs right in town. And it's like, motherfucker. Like, goddamn. Even when these people were happy with the job you did, they were like, they seemed like they were depressed and barely fucking, you know, okay with the work we put in. It's like, goddamn, man. But yeah, it's just a weird vibe in the whole place. Like, I've been in the projects in a completely unknown fucking town and didn't feel as uneasy as I did just walking down Main Street in Schenectady. What, dude? God, you're a glutton for love, huh? Big orange bastard. But yeah, there's like, I lived in a town that used to be like a vacation destination in the like 20s, 30s. Um, fuck, I forget what they called it. But like you would get lots of different entertainers would come up and perform at these like lakeside um, resorts, and rich people from Manhattan and all over would come. Yeah, if we ever get over that way, I know there's a couple of towns in Massachusetts. Allison wanted to go look and see, because like that's what I do like about Massachusetts, Connecticut too, but Massachusetts I think more so. You guys kept a lot of the old buildings. Like there's in the small towns, there's a lot of fucking cool old buildings. Yeah, yeah, it's the same everywhere. But yeah, there's some really beautiful country, and there's like I said, a lot of the nice old buildings are still in use. That's the one thing I did like working, doing tile work in Massachusetts. A lot of the people had an old house, and they wanted to keep the style uh, the same, you know. So you do old school style tile shit. It's awesome. But yeah, some of the nicest tile jobs I ever did were in Western Massachusetts. Yes, cat. Oh, gosh, oh, cat. But yeah, a buddy, he lived in, well, he's from New Britain, Connecticut, and we drove all the fucking way out there. But they had some nice old houses and shit, but Massachusetts always had more, I thought. Yeah. Alright, Larry. You're gonna have to fuck off. I gotta leave. Well, I'm gonna say good night, you guys, because I gotta go. But thanks for coming in and shooting the shit with me and the fish. See you next time, fuckers.